Hey guys, so I felt an inspired urge to make a video and kind of go into a little bit more detail about my experience, because what I am finding, what I am experiencing signs and synchronicities of is the fact that well, for one, I know I'm not the only one. I mean, I knew that. Even though, despite the fact I have felt and been fairly isolated for this experience, which has been a recurring theme and pattern of my adult life, honestly. Really, probably my whole life, but specifically my adult life. Anyway, I do feel more and more guided towards the fact that there is a collective. Let's clear out the energy a bit. That are just like me. And I have felt very led to, inspired to. I have felt very, see, it's even kind of hard for me to say it now. I don't know why that is. I'm pretty confident in general with my calling. I feel pretty empowered in general. Interesting, sirens. I hear sirens, so that's like confirmation. But it's hard for me to, not hard for me, that's not the right way to say it. It's difficult or challenging for me to just come right out and say, like, I definitely feel that I am a guide for a collective. And I don't know, I've never actually, I guess, you know what? I know what it is. I've never said it before. I've never really been so confident, and I've never really declared it in a public way until now. So it's interesting. This has been a very interesting experience. This is a collective, my collective, if I should feel so bold as to say mine. The collective of individuals that I'm guiding are, it's not gender specific, but it is about rising into your feminine energy, fully embracing the divine feminine energy. And this is a collective that's transitioning. First of all, we've been dealing with this stuff for a long time. This is not a 6 months experience and now I'm ready to, now all this stuff's happening. No, this has been a buildup. Personally, this has been my entire life. Specifically, the first acceleration was 10 years ago. November of 2014 was my initial spiritual awakening that really set me on a trajectory. And the last year, so, I mean, like, literally, y'all, I feel like I have gone through the full, complete cycle from 1 to 10 in the last 10 years of just growth. And just, like, if you are familiar with the tarot, like, literally that's what I went through on some level. And it was all about aligning my mind, body, and spirit, which is where I'm at now. Just like the theme of integration. I've kind of referenced this in other videos I've made. Even though I'm, big on being authentic, as in, well, first of all, being authentic, it's not big on it. It is. Like, I am becoming more and more aware of how important is not the right word. It's foundational that I am in my authentic self all the time, like, which is huge. Someone who was like the pro at wearing a mask and trying to fit in, and I was shape-shifting energy like my whole life out of a response to CPTSD, childhood trauma, that kind of thing, like just trying to figure out where I belong. And finally now fully embodying, embracing the fact that, oh, I'm a trailblazer. I'm a pioneer. It's about figuring out what belongs to me, not where do I belong, not changing myself, but allowing my environment, allowing the situation, the circumstances, whatever, to match me, to come up to my energy. And that has been a huge shift for me. I'm really kind of did a deep dive into my birth chart. I've really switched over into, not switched over, but I've really taken up kind of digging into astrology and how that stuff works, and specifically my own birth chart, how that shows up for me. Y'all, it's incredible. It is. If you haven't done that, I highly recommend it. If you have any interest in that, if any part of you feels like, I might be interested in that, dude, it really empowered me to see that a lot of the parts of my personality and my response to things, how I handle things, was not just a response to childhood trauma or things that had happened, but a lot of that was specifically designed, like, that's just who I am. Like, that's my personality. And so it really magnified to me and gave me this freedom and permission to just really be myself, period. To act, think, and behave, which I guess is redundant, behave and acting. To act in a way that aligns with how I feel, who I believe I am. And there are no rules. There is no category. Like, I'm like all in, fully invested to this experience. I have cut out a lot. I've cut out like people, connections. I have fully isolated. I have made even to the small changes of, like, today's day 18 of no caffeine. No caffeine. I've never, if you know me, you would know. Caffeine is like that to me was like there were other things I needed to quit, like sugar, which I'm still working on. I haven't gotten there yet, but things like that to just feel healthier. Caffeine, that was like the least worst thing. And I just had this sudden urge, nope, let's go ahead and just to see. Let's just see, does it make a difference? Let's just see. It's incredible. It just blows me away. Well, what's incredible is the changes I've noticed. Just the act of choosing to put myself first, doing something out of love for the betterment of me, to see how that shows up in other ways in my experience is incredible. Like, it just accelerates things. It's not about the big changes. I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. It's the smallest changes that have the biggest impact. It's about intention and aligning action behind it. There's this saying, I was trying to figure out why this kind of plays, but like good intentions, or the road to hell is paved with good intentions, if you've ever heard that. And I was like, how does that, intention matters. So I really was having a difficult time really kind of like, where's that come from? And if you have intention alone and you put no action behind it, that's where that goes from. And so it's not to say that hell's the place. But the experience of hell, the suffering, the feeling, the lack, the scarcity. Yeah. Because you can have all the good intentions, but if you don't put any action behind it, if you don't align, if your actions misalign or oppose what your intention is, those things are not going to work out. That's not going to get you where you think it's going to. And so, anyway, so in an effort to try to be on target somewhat, I did make notes, but I am prepared for this. So this is specifically for those rising feminine, divine feminines. This is those specifically, like, if you, like myself, who had an increase of, I have more masculine energy in my chart, in my birth chart, than I did feminine. And the reason for that, I know for me, is because I needed that. I needed that for leadership, intellect. It's how my mind works. It helps me in so many ways. I'm a doer. I could be, when I'm in my zone, like type A, like get her done. That's me, right? Like nobody else is stepping. I don't have to control everything, but if nobody else is, I'll step up. I can be a leader. I'll make it, that's just, I'm the oldest child. I came into this world, a firstborn, parentified daughter, Like I checks all the boxes, right? I am at now, well, I won't even go there. So transitioning out of that doer, take charge type of habit pattern energy and fully embracing my divine feminine, which is what I crave. I desire to just enjoy the receiving, to allow, to attract. That's what I want, right? And the experience though right now, or this space that's created of this in between of really fully embodying that, not just, I feel it on the inside. I feel the most like the me who I've always known I am. I feel right now internally like this is me. I see it. My body's changing. I notice it in so many ways with myself personally, my perspective, the way I respond to things, all of that I'm noticing. However, it's, there's this in-between space is where we're at right now. Like, the way I think of it is like Thanksgiving, when you could smell the turkey cooking. You could smell the smells coming out of the kitchen. Like it's so the physical manifestation, the physical reflection of knowing what's coming is so real and palpable. You could smell it. It's there. But you can't eat it. It's not ready. You can't have it yet. You don't want to eat a turkey that's not fully cooked, because it's not gonna, it smells really good right now. It might even look like it's pretty close, like it's good. But if it's not gotten that core temperature, if you know anything about that, like it's gonna make you sick. You don't want to eat that. It's not gonna be satisfying. It's not going to fulfill you the way you intend for it to fulfill you if you try to get into it before it's ready. And so you have to wait and be patient. Not something that's always been easy for me, which is an understatement, really. So I'm there. Like, my shifting, what I have, all the sacrifices, all of the work, like I have done the work. I have prepared, I have planted the seeds. Like, it is sprouting up. Like, I can smell this turkey. Like, it's now, it is here. But I have to just wait. And like, I could feel it, I could smell it. Like, I'm so close to, and we're not talking about just like one thing I've really been looking forward to. This is full shift. This is, my entire life is going to look completely different by the end of this year in so many pivotal ways. I mean, we're talking the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, like officially lights on. I mean, I can't really find words to fully embody where I'm at. It's the equivalent of being a little kid at Christmas. Christmas Eve. It is Christmas Eve, y'all. I can hear the bells. I know it is coming. I've been told, I've been promised, I've seen signs. I know, like all the things, and all this big stuff that I've been just, I mean, toiling so much throughout the years, like specifically the last 10 years, but really my whole freaking life. It's here. And yet I'm in this space, the in-between, where it hasn't fully come in yet. And I'm finding this, I'm noticing the energy shift of, number one, the awareness that it's easy for me to allow thoughts or old patterns to, like the things that are rising up within me, like the, maybe like an inkling of self-doubt, or, see, it's not really happening like you thought this was, or whatever it is, like the trickery energy or the deceit, self-deception, like self-restricting thoughts, limiting beliefs, old stuff that I've released. Here's the deal. When your subconscious brain it can only go by what it has experienced. So in this lifetime, my entire experience has been false starts, limiting, lack, scarcity, taken away, abandonment. Like that has been the repeating patterns. And I have reprogrammed my subconscious to know that that's not who I am anymore. And I feel it. I can tell on the inside, like, oh, that's not who I am. But it's interesting because in these in-betweens, my subconscious is like, I don't know what do I do? Like to be able to allow my subconscious to just calm, to not want to take over the thoughts, to stay in alignment so I'm spiritually like living through my heart space, reminding myself, like, I mean, I am really in that final refinery mode. And what I really wanted to stress for everyone is, you know, the universe does things for us. This is my belief. I believe that my divine self, which my spirit, like my channel is called Awakened by Divine Grace, because as I've come to find out, Grace is like the name, that is how my spirit's referred to, as Grace. My middle name in this life is Grace, and I have decided to go by that as of this year, this new cycle I am stepping into. I am fully embodying Grace Green, and it feels really good. But the point is, ironically enough, grace means like, mercy. It's in God's grace that we have these moments, these things that you didn't earn, but it was designed for you. It's because out of love that you have this. And so it is out of grace, it is in my blueprint that I set this space for myself to just have this final time to really maybe get to know myself, to allow myself to really sink into the final steps of getting used to thinking in this new way. Because it's easy for me, if all of my stuff, which is coming in, we've got Cornucopia. This was a card that I pulled. This is number 11, which is interesting, new beginnings, if you know numerology. This is full abundant wish fulfillment. Like, let me read this to you. This is out of the Energy Oracle deck. And this card in the upright, this is where I'm at, y'all. And I know a lot of us are here. An abundant harvest and great blessings are waiting for you. And you may even find all your wishes fulfilled. This cornucopia of gifts from the universe comes from the form of financial riches, job fulfillment, romantic love, or all the above. When you receive the cornucopia upright, you know you've done important work and it's about to pay off. The seeds you've planted in your energy and in your life are ready to be harvested in some significant ways. Significant. Like, a lot of this stuff, they don't just throw out such bold, definitive statements. No, they are. This card, this is for real, for real. This is get ready for a feast. Get ready for a great feast of abundant value. It is being prepared for you now, and Spirit is applauding your effort. I could hear it. I could hear the celebration. I'm all the 3 of Cups, the celebration community. It's me and my spirit team. Like, we are, woo, we're here. We're here. No, wait, hold on. Attracting. That is that shifting back. Like, it's so easy for me to get caught up in that and be like, number 44, that's me. I'm here, like doing the little dance, doing my victory dance. Like, I'm there. But that energy is hard to maintain when another day goes by and it didn't show up. When you still have y'all, I have the full transitioning, the full embodiment of the authentic me. I embrace spirituality, high priestess. Like, I love divination. I am a channel for spirit. Like, all of my psychic senses are really coming in where I am, like, my connection to spirit, my ability to channel like the angelic realms. like, I'm all in, y'all. Like, I'm committed to this, okay? I love it. It's amazing. But right now, I'm still experiencing the profession that I love the company I work for. This was a blessing. This was brought to me. I'm good at it. This job, I'm a permit tech. Like, I divine spirits, I hear from the signs and synchronicities I see everywhere all the time, like magical. Life can be so magical. But right now, during the day, I've got to go to work. I'm still going to work at a day job. And I'm trying to be passionate or be excited about swimming pool permits. That is definitely, so that's where I'm at, like that weird. And yet, you know, as I was writing this, because I'm in that, you know, the resounding message everywhere is surrender, let go, receive, surrender, allow, receive, let go. Well, I can't as much as I want to. Like, I'm like, well, I'm a mom. I'm a single mom. Nobody else is here right now, like, paying for anything other than me. And the only, you know, like, it feels like a weird spot where it feels almost like I'm fighting between, like, releasing scarcity mindsets, knowing that I'm abundant. Like, I fully feel the abundant. I mean, I know how abundant I am. I understand. I recognize that emotional energy is the same as my, like, financial energy. I understand. Like, I'm there. Capricorn, water. We're in the Capricorn season. All this stuff, like, adds up. Like, I believe my placement for 4th house, which is stability, security, family, is Capricorn. Like, y'all, it's undeniable in every way I've looked how this all lines up. And yet, the story that came to mind as I was writing this out of, like, what if letting go of my current job feels irresponsible? It feels like I'm ready to, like, my spirit's like trust falling off the back of all this. Like, let's go, bro. New beginnings. What's up? Like, new cycle. Hey. But I still got to pay rent. I'm still existing in the physical under financial constraint. I'm still, like, so the story of Abraham and Isaac came to mind. And in that story, Isaac was the son that God had promised Abraham, like, 40 years before. Him and his, bless her old ass wife, Sarai at the time, were like, oh, you're going to have a son. You're going to father many nations, all those things, right? There's big promises. Like, that's what I got, like, these Abraham level big promises coming into me, right? And then after all that, so Abraham, you know, he has Ishmael because, you know, fast forward on, if you're familiar, the Cliff Notes is Sarah starts to begin to doubt. She's getting old. She's like, I can't have no babies. I'm too damn old for this. But you know what? I got a handmaiden here. Maybe lay with my servant. You could get her pregnant and that could be our baby. Look, then I don't even have to have the baby. She does that. That didn't go so well. That for nobody. Didn't see that one coming, right? But, you know, we make those choices. Fast forward, Sarah gets pregnant. Oh, has a baby, Isaac. That becomes really uncomfortable with the servant and Ishmael and, you know, all that. Well, then after so many, you know, I don't know, fast forward maybe 15 years or so, Isaac everything's great. And suddenly Abraham feels God tell him, Abraham, I want you to go up on the mountain and sacrifice Isaac. Sacrifice. Not just surrender and let go, but yeah, like that's ultimate surrender, let go. Sacrifice, that's it. Like, this is the greatest thing, the one thing you wanted more than anything. Like, this was it. You're big, and I want you to let it go. How hard would that be? You know, like, obviously, really freaking hard, right? Like, are you kidding me? I mean, even as a parent alone, that story was always like, I'd be like, get thee behind me, Satan. That cannot be the Lord talking to me, right? That's the first thought. No. So, but it's like when you feel that in your, like, that guidance, that whatever, and you're like, okay, you really feel like, are you sure? I mean, I'm sure he like there was a little back and forth. I can't imagine like at a first step, he's like, cool. Abraham didn't have a history of being like that responsive. Okay. So he goes all the way up to that. Like he's taking Isaac. Isaac's like, oh, dude, going on a trip. Don't even know. No idea. Here's Abraham, just this internal conflict and struggling with like, like God gave this to me. I know God. We real tight. I know that I know who I am with him. I know all those things. I've seen him. And I have not done everything else I said I was going to do, but he sure has, right? That's always come through. And gets all the way up there and goes through just as he's about to sacrifice his son, despite the emotion, everything that's going on. There is some kind of like, there's this sound, there's this explode, whatever it was a ram in a bush. And it distracts him. He sees it. Oh, and it's in that time that God says, Abraham, stop. You don't have to do that. I don't know why I felt the need to go through all that, but for a reason. But it was in that moment that it was that's the letting go. No, it was about, it's not that we are tested in our way that says something like, it's not that God or the universe or whatever you, I can't think of the word, resonate with. I know resonate. I feel like that's so oversaid, but whatever you attest to, attune to, ascribe, that's the word. Whatever you ascribe to for you, God, whatever. It's all the same. And that's it's interesting for me to fully feel that, know that, and say that while still speaking also of the God in the Bible, the God of Israel, the God of Jacob, the God, Yeshua, Jesus, that's like my heart. Christianity, like that is a huge hit over, like, oh, y'all. And I can sit here and fully be in my own category of saying, there are so many truths in everything. There are truths in the Bible that I know are accurate reflections of the God that I know, of my spirit, of source energy, the original, like Big Daddy, my daddy, the creator of all, where it all started. And in the abundance of love and overflow, he began, interesting, but that's where we come into. My spirit is out of the overflow of source energy, out of God's abundance. I am a reflection of that in my spirit. And this body, this consciousness is a reflection of that. It's so expansive. Like it's abundant. It's infinite. And it's so interesting that the same awareness I have of that infinite abundance, how I still was able to hold on to this scarcity mindset for so long. And now as I'm seeing it pointed out and as I'm releasing it, it gets into everything. It's not just financial scarcity. It's not just in anything, but it's what I'm learning is that it can affect everything. It is a core belief that will determine what you experience. It is one of the big ones. So having said all that, 30 minutes in, sorry guys, I'm not, maybe not sorry. I come into this with the intention of like, oh, I want to make a shorter video, but it's about quality. I do believe that whoever needs to be brought to these messages will be. It's not about trying to make it on social media. I'm not trying to be an influencer for all. I am a guide for my collective. That's it. So anyway, that was for me and for you guys. So what to do when you don't know what to do? So having said all that, I wanted to share some of the things that I am learning to do in this in-between time where I feel like I'm fighting against my parts of things, like authentically, like I'm a doer in a lot of ways. And now I'm learning to be allowing in the divine feminine energy while I'm still the only one also to do anything. Like while I'm waiting, which isn't really waiting. I'm not waiting. I am aligning. While I'm aligning, and while my divine counterpart is fully aligning and preparing to come into my experience to reach out to me, because he will. I'm not reaching out to him. He will come to me. And I want to be fully prepared for that. And I feel prepared. So the number one thing I do is, my number one priority is making sure I'm in alignment. That's body, mind, and soul. So anytime I start to feel like an overwhelm, or I become aware of like a heaviness about me, I stop, put a hand on my heart, one on my belly, and I breathe deeply 3 times, in through my nose, into my diaphragm, hold it, and I exhale through my mouth. Sometimes I push it out. When I push it, I feel in my belly, I feel the energy start to move in my solar plexus. And I release the third one. Whew, I really feel that energy moving. It's how I alchemize and transmute too. It's how I move the energy from being up here, because I'm air and fire, baby. I'm all about these upper chakras, but really planting it down, transmuting this energy down into my lower chakras so that I can then transmute it into the earth, and I can full cycle. I'm like, think of water cycle. This was a vision given to me where you've got water is liquid, and then it can evaporate, turns into a gas, goes up into the clouds where it becomes a liquid again and comes back down as rain, right? That's the cycle. That's the energy. That's one of the hugest one of the biggest things I've learned how to do and really embrace and empower is I alchemize energy, and that's been huge for me. Really, for my experience, my overall well-being, it's how I protect and clear my energy, which has been really helpful. So anyway, so you just want to kind of check in. Sometimes too, if I feel like, if I'm going into this alignment and I'm just feeling like this heaviness, for me, I'm a sentient, clear empath, where I not only feel other people's feelings, like in conversation, like I literally at times can, like, other people's emotions or energy, like it, like Rogue, when someone touches her skin and like you suck in all this, she sucked in all their stuff. I don't even have to touch you. Like, I don't have to be in your proximity. I could be in your proximity. If you're sending your energy to me, I will take it on, and it feels like my own. That sucks. When you're like, that's why it got me stuck in like a healing cycle. Cause I'm like, what's so wrong with me? No, there's times where I'm just feeling other people's energy, and that's a good thing, because I know how to alchemize and transmute it, and I can work through it. And if I can receive it, I've learned, you know what, I can give it out too. I can send it. So I can transmute and I can send out, and really tapping into that ability. But so that's what I'm doing. If I feel like I'm holding on to something that's not mine, that's where, or even just something I don't want, like release. So on my breath out, my exhale, I'll release. And I could feel, when I have that intention, I'm in that mindset, I feel it tangibly in my body. This doesn't have to be a long-term meditation. This is literally like, this is for people that have been doing the work. When you know the way it feels to be aligned, you've built that relationship with your spirit. You know yourself well enough. You are tuned in, tapped in, turned on to who you are. You know your own voice. So when you are familiar with that to this extent, it doesn't take as much effort, but it's just still that throughout the day, those moments when I begin to have an awareness that something doesn't feel right, that's how I can readjust. I wrote down like, kind of think like head, shoulders, knees, and toes, like that. But instead it's crown, heart, solar, sacral root. Like it's my chakras. Like I'm just kind of, I'm shifting my focus. It does like that quick. When you can really work with your focus, when I shift my focus to internally and I'm paying attention and I'm noticing, because I know how I feel energy, I know what it feels like in me, I know what my baseline feels like, and so I'm very attuned and aware to anything that's not in alignment with who I am, and just kind of still going through that check, seeing how I feel, breathing. God, breath, incredible. Breath is incredible, powerful. Other things, music is big for me. Right now I've had this frequency for crown chakra clearing, letting go of things that's been going on in the background for all of us. But just dancing, finding something that ignites like the strength within me. It is finding that balance of not necessarily like, I've got my divine counterpart and the universe are wooing the hell out of me. Like it's been amazing. Like I am getting songs brought into my, like what I am bringing in, what is manifesting, like it is, I'm being so, it's incredible. Like I know I sound a little crazy, but like my divine counterpart, my divine masculine, we have integrated. I feel his energy in me and it's sensual, it's seductive. And when I'm hearing, like, it's hard to release and let go of something that you are feeling come into your experience. When I feel him already inside my energy space, like he's here, but he's not out here. He's not here in the physical yet. And so trying to attract that but like release it and let go, y'all, that's next level. It's possible. So what I do is I find songs that are like empowering, make me feel strong, that are more neutral. Like lyrics are important. I pay attention. I'm very mindful of what I expose myself to, but still in the sense of what feels right for me. There's no right and wrong. There's no rules. It's what feels good for you. You. Not what you're supposed to do, what feels right for you. And that's my main rule. Clearing your energy, we kind of went over that. Other ways, like you can physically touching your body, like, you know, there's tons of stuff out there on YouTube. Feel free to look into it. Protecting your energy, things that like the beginning, Palo Santo. I find this helps me a lot. This works for me. Sage, I love these sage smudges, you know, like this one is so pretty. God, it smells so freaking good. There's so many too, like this has antibacterial properties, this is like physically good to cleanse the air. It's not just like spiritual, it's not just all the woo-woo, but like there are actual properties within sage that will help cleanse the space around you. Like we fully accept and believe in molecules, germs. We know those things exist, though we can't see them. This is one of those things. This will help literally cleanse the air from anything bacteria that's in the air, and also helps raise the energy. It helps cleanse and stagnant energy that gets, you know, it's woo-woo and real because it's all integration. It's all together. All right. And let's see. So shifting my focus from doing to being, right? And shifting my focus from what I'm trying to attract to just feeling attractive. So that makes the difference. You'll notice, like, I'm feeling real cute tonight. I had to come home tonight because I was getting frustrated earlier. I just felt like, y'all, I'm over it. I'm ready. Like this end of cycle, talk about death by 1,000 cuts. That is where I felt. This end of cycle, closing out a cycle, death of, like, y'all, call that shit already. Time of death, already done. Boom, move, rebirth, pushed in. Y'all, I had my first son. I pushed him out in 10 minutes. I don't play around. Like, let's go. That's the underlying part of me that is also like, no, release and surrender, attract, it's gonna be okay. Seeing all these signs, it's like the smells, smelling the turkey. I'm smelling the fucking turkey all day, all over the place, right? Because I'm definitely in that final crunch time of like, it's a refining time. And I get that. I see the benefits of that, but to be in it, like, it's a lot easier to fully accept those things and be on board with them when you're on the other side of them. I'm in it. I'm in the middle. I'm there. In the middle of the end. Interesting. And so, anyway, the attractive. It's about being attractive. It's about feeling what inspires feelings of confidence, sexiness for the divine feminines. What empowers you to feel attractive, to feel magnetic? Boom, that's it. It's not about 15 different ways to manifest what you want. No, y'all, we've already done the work. It is up. The work is done. We did it. Now it's breathe, attract, be the version of you that you've been working towards, that is blossoming and blooming. Like, I'm there. I feel like I am 99.9% there. It is me. It is I. I am there. I have arrived. My butterfly. I'm got my wings. I'm flapping, y'all. I'm fucking flapping. And yet, so remember that this space is for you. Things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. This was your design to allow you that final little kind of getting used to, like, wow, that's how that feels. Noticing, having the quiet time, because once all of your stuff comes in, it's going to be busy. It's going to be a lot of action. It's going to be action. It's going to be a lot of change, and it's all going to be good stuff, but it's going to require all of your attention. You are not going to have the time and ability to focus on yourself during that time the way you do now. And I'm saying this to me and you. And I get that. I do get that. And I want to be able to have these ideas, beliefs, understandings, feelings, all of this. I want this to be so aligned with me, so engraved on my heart, so all of that, that I want to enjoy every fucking bite of that turkey. You know what I mean? I want to savor the good that's coming in. There's going to be overwhelming moments, and I understand that it's like the overwhelm is overwhelm, whether it's from good or bad. It can be overwhelming, but I've got the tools in place to get through it. And y'all, who is ready with me to just grow, expand, and learn through the blessings, through the good things, through the abundance? Me. Sign me up, y'all. So before we close out, 43 minutes in, I'm just going to pull some cards for the collective. This is energy for the collective. See what we have. Let's see again. Maybe. All right. Well, first three that's popped out. We've got 3 of materials, which is collaboration. 7 of cups. 3 of wands. Interesting. We've got 3, 7, 3. So 3 of materials. That is building something new. 7 of cups is really looking over well, that's exactly, this is that space, this in between. This is what we're doing. What's real, what's illusion? What's the abundance? What is for me? And what is not really? Let's clear out that's that final inventory. You got a lot of stuff, you got a lot of full cups, and really just kind of discerning. And then 3 of wands. 3 of wands energy is overseas opportunities. This is action. 3 of inspiration. This is the the Muse tarot deck. But this is representative of the Three of Wands. This is about action. This is about your ship's coming in. You see it coming. You see, like, it has arrived. This is looking out and seeing everything coming towards you. It's being in that space. So we're transitioning into that bottom of the deck. We've got Ace of Emotions, which is a love offer, soulmate energy. This is just, So it popped out. We got Four of Cups, which is something that I have been, Four of Cups, High Priestess. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep. So Four of Cups is really, that's that stagnant energy. That's that boredom. This is the, like, you see you have 3 full cups here. You're sitting in a cup, right? And still, like, look at her expression. That's kind of blurry, but just kind of waiting, bored. That is stagnant energy. This is an old mindset. It's releasing that. That's limiting. High Priestess, intuitive, knowing, trusting your intuition. Going with that, we've got Knight of Materials, which is Knight of Pentacles in this deck. This is slow, steady movement. This is the incoming of the physical. This is saying, I'm coming. This is moving in for you. This is bringing you in the physical change. The manifestation in the physical is the Knight of Pentacles. It is the slowest moving energy in the deck, but that's because there's a lot more involved with it. It is a trustworthy, it is a dependable energy. When it gets here, it doesn't go anywhere. Not quick. And then the Tower. This is so good. So whatever is coming in, whatever is bringing in, is going to create a Tower moment. This is a Tower moment, though, that is like, look at how this Tower moment is occurring. This is not, a Tower moment is sudden upheaval, is change. It is essentially like removing the old to make room for the new. This is whatever you don't willingly release. This is spirit coming in and saying, okay, I'm gonna, like, we're letting it, it's coming off. It is a refining. It is, she's still standing on this rock. She's not falling. She's not losing her balance. She is feeling things, they're lifting up. It's exploding from within her. It's making that space. We're releasing all the shit that doesn't go into this next cycle with us. So this is gonna happen when this manifestation comes in, and it's coming soon. Bottom of the deck, we've got Ace of Voices, which speaks of truth, clarity, breakthroughs. That's that energy. Ooh, I don't know. 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Y'all. Queen of Cups, like, this is the foundation of that. It's this beautiful energy. All right. Any final messages for the collective? Final messages for this collective? We know that Mars went into retrograde today, January the 7th, and it's going to stay in retrograde until February 19th. We got the World card. That is a completion. That is, this can be looked at in a few ways. World, this could be travel. This is like online, internet, this reaches more than just the people that are in my town, right? This is about getting out there, letting the world, that's been a big one for me, is let the world see who you really are. Let the world see who you really are. Ooh, all right. We had, So Page of Inspiration, which is Page of Wands. This is new inspiration. This is responding. This reminds me of that water cycle that I mentioned earlier. Like, for me, the alchemizing of energy, this really makes me think of that every time. This is an action card. This is getting inspired action. This is learning, inspire, figuring out who you are. We've got, this is the Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands. This is leadership. This is, which actually what I think kind of came first was this Lovers card, which is divine union. This is the feminine, masculine energy coming together. This could be soulmate energy. And then it was for me, this is for the divine feminines. So this is us. We've integrated, right? This is the incoming, our masculine coming in. And then this is the King of Wands. This is a masculine energy. This is a leader. This is someone who is entrepreneur. He is quick at making decisions. He knows what he wants, and he's not afraid of going after it. So, to close this out, Spirit, closing this out, any final? Yep, we got the Two of Swords, which is the in-between. That is being at a crossroads, and Temperance energy. This is Sagittarius energy, which is, for me, I'm Sun Sagittarius. I'm mostly Libra, so I'm a lot of air, but my sun sign is Sagittarius. This is balancing, masculine and feminine. See, we've got the moon and we've got the sun. This is alignment. This is such a good card. It's amazing. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I would love to hear how you're doing. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe, like. And as I was just shuffling, we got the Ten of Swords. End of a difficult cycle. There's just, Queen of Wands. So we got the Queen and the King of Wands coming out together. Yeah, it's all coming together, y'all. It is. We will get there. We will get through this. We will. It's here. It is here. Let's not self-sabotage anymore. Let's support each other. Let's be a community for each other. Let's stay focused on enjoying this shift and transition and getting to know ourselves, because the way you love you is what is reflected and will determine the level of love you experience in the physical. So thank you so much for your time. I love you. I'm Grace Green, and I don't know why I feel like I'm saying my name. At this point, we already closed, right? But, all right, thank you for listening to me, and I can't wait to share the next inspired urge I have. All right, bye guys.